15 for Stanley. It's probably between Simmons, Gerard Stevenson, and Richmond, and Randy Bracey and William & Mary for Player of the Year in the league. Edwards shot no, and there's that little guy at 5'11". He plays like he's 6'11". Here he comes. The dish. Spencer missed it. And the rebound to Tony Parham. Blackwelder fakes, steps in. Two-pointer good. Blackwelder hit it again.
Boy, Garrett has come up so big in the second half today.
He's got 16 points, his career high 18. He had that against Old Dominion. And Blackwelder has really played well. There's a good look at the young man, the 6'2", 195-pound sophomore out of Mount Olive in Southern Wayne.
Here's another look at Garrett from behind the arc. In rhythm. Little head fake. And he drains it.
Talk about some guys on the Pirate team this year that perhaps have been disappointments, maybe not lived up to what expectations were. This is a guy, Garrett Blackwelder, who has exceeded all expectations. As a freshman, he didn't play much at all coming into this season. I don't think anyone ever dreamed he would average 23 minutes per game, but he's given the Pirates some great minutes off the bench. He comes in averaging 7 points a game. He's become a real big key on this ball club.
Well, some of that has got to do with the fact that Aliko Dunk probably hasn't produced as much as Pirate fans and coaches would like to see, and Garrett is definitely an overachiever and is making the most of his minutes.
65-60. Seahawks have the ball with 4:47 to go, leading by 5. Federal Pratt shot wouldn't go. Inside, we got a push. It's going to go against the Pirates, and Stephen Branch, the freshman, who played at Joe Dooley's high school in New Jersey at St. Benedict's, will pick up his second foul. There's a look at Stephen. He's going to be a fine player at East Carolina, 6'7", 225 pounds, very athletic.
Pirates are going to enter next season with several question marks because of the loss of Tony Parham, Othello Meadows, Dink Peters, and Raphael Edwards. And Stephen Branch is one of those players that's really expected to step up and shoulder a lot of the load.
Federal Pratt will miss the free throw. He'll have another one coming up. He's a 73%er. Jerry Wainwright is from Chicago, the UNC Wilmington coach, and Pratt is from Chicago by way of Indian Hills Community College. They won the National JUCO Tournament in Hutchinson last year. Next free throw up and good. There's Coach Dooley. Down in that crouch as always, and now back up yelling some offensive instructions as Dunk will walk it up. Seahawks lead by 6 and 4:37 to go. A jumper airborne, and Aliko Dunk will hit the 3.
Number 3 coming through with the triple. You don't get much more wide open than he was. And the Pirates are just not allowing UNC Wilmington to get out of reach.
Big shot by Dunk, 3-point game. Here's Pratt. Donlin out of Northbrook, Illinois, another Chicago area player. Off a screen, Byington wide open, he buries it.
There's the senior playing his final game here at Travis Coliseum. It's crunch time, and he's coming up big.
Yeah, it's a big hoop. Puts the Seahawks up 6. Pirates have out rebounded him here tonight by 7, 30-23. Dunk's got the ball, looking for Peters.
ECU just hasn't been able to get that last little push here in the second half to tie things up.
Big possession here. Parham finds Dunk, another 3. No. At the shot clock, and Federal Pratt brings it up. Here's Byington. Gives it to Simmons, and a whistle and a foul underneath the basket.
We're going to get an offensive foul.
Yeah.
Oleg Kozinets maybe.
Well, Pratt will get it. His third foul. Well, the Pirates have 63 points on the board. Believe it or not, that's the most points they have ever scored against a Jerry Wainwright coach Seahawk team. They scored 62 in that game back in Greenville this year, and now 63 is the high water mark against Wainwright.
And that's the average that UNCW has maintained all year, only allowing their opponent 62 points per game, and that's the tops in the conference. Tony Parham is going to be at the line here, and if Stan Simmons is one of the favorites for Player of the Year along with Randy Bracey, I think if there was an Inspirational Player of the Year award, Tony Parham would definitely have to be the front runner for that.
Tony's at the line. He'll get the free throw.
He's had that bad left knee that locked up on him in the American game. That happened again up at Old Dominion, and he was down on the floor at William & Mary late in the game. You were up there for the radio call on that, Jeff. And this kid won't quit. There is not an ounce of quit in Tony Parham.
He had a partially separated shoulder earlier this year, and he gets a couple free throws here. They're big because the Pirates are down just 4. We're heading down the home stretch from the city by the sea. Pirates are down just 4. We're coming right back. So many games come down the last 3 minutes. That's about where we're at. And if Aliko Dunk can stick a couple more to really help the Pirate cause down the stretch, Frank.
At halftime, we talked about how ECU would have to improve the outside shooting in the second half, and you've got to say mission accomplished because Garrett Blackwelder, Fellow Meadows, Tony Parham, Aliko Dunk have all come up with big three-pointers, while Wilmington has hit them not at the 64% clip they were in the first half, and so things have evened up from outside a little bit.
Tell you what, Wilmington has burned it up 62% from the field, 24 of 52. Pirates shooting 50% tonight, 21 of 42. Oftentimes, both of these teams will be somewhere in the 30s because the defenses are so great, but not tonight. They've both been able to fill it up. It's been a lot more entertaining and interesting game to watch here tonight with some scoring in this one.
Pirates need a defensive stop here.
Donlin will hit it. I tell you, he hits more clutch shots than anybody you'll ever see. He just kind of lulls you to sleep and then kind of throws a dagger in your heart late in the ballgame. He did that in Greenville as well. It's 71-65 Seahawks by 6. Parham in the paint. Dunk's got it. Pirates have not been able to stop him when they've had to.
Pirates have really keyed on trying to penetrate and kick out to an open three-point shooter in this second half.
Dunk. Wild shot. And it goes out of bounds, and it's Seahawk ball. Pirates in the last 3 minutes have had problems here in this losing streak of executing, and Jerry Wainwright's got his ball club up 6. Joe Dooley saying, come on guys, let's execute down the stretch here, get some stops and make some hoops. Pirates need a stop in the worst way, but the Seahawks have been filling it up tonight from both the field and the free throw line. From the line, they're 12 of 13. They've only missed 1 free throw. 92% from the line tonight for UNCW.
Well, the Pirates have not been able to force the turnovers tonight. We talked about that in the open. If UNCW can be careful with the ball, not give up the turnovers, they're going to have a good night, and they've done it so far.
That's their game. Here comes Donlin again. Wild shot wouldn't go, but Kozanich is there. Can't control it. Goes out of bounds, and it'll go to ECU. So the Pirates get a break and a chance here with 2:02 to go. Down 6. Pirates still got time.
Pirates have really been getting killed in the lane by the little guys for UNCW. Donlin and Simmons able to come up with shots in the paint.
Haven't been able to stop the penetration. Here's Blackwelder with it. Pirates down 6. They need to get a hoop. Inside, we got another wrestling match, and this time it's going to go against East Carolina. Stephen Branch will get it. Joe Dooley beside himself on the sideline. Joe had a tee earlier in the ball game this year. The first tee he told me he's ever gotten in his career as a coach or as a player. And he's upset, as you can see, and Stephen Branch gets the foul. Will come to the other end where the Seahawks have been almost automatic at 12 of 13.
We'll take a look here at this action inside. Oleg Kozanich throws a forearm to the back of Stephen Branch's head, and yet Branch gets called for the offensive foul. And, you know, some of that's also got to do with the fact that Branch is a rookie in this league, and that does come into play a little less than it does in pro basketball, obviously. But Oleg Kozanich's been around a little bit, and the referees are used to seeing how he operates.
This guy doesn't miss free throws. You know, most times your big guys struggle with the line, but not this guy. He's an 83%er. 13 out of 14 now from the line for the Seahawks. As Peters comes back in, UNCW is up 7. Well, you wonder on the neutral floor, the way the Pirates have played the top 2 teams in the league, if they'll have a chance in the tournament, because they've hung in there with the top 2 teams for 37, 38 minutes here. The last 2 times out, they are getting better. Got a foul called over the top after a rare miss by Kozanich, and Simmons reaches in and gets his first foul.
You talk about the neutral floor, Jeff, but even at home, you know, just be honest, down the stretch, ECU has had problems holding on to halftime leads and really coming through down the stretch.
Yeah, the James Madison game was extremely disappointing, but William and Marion here tonight, they've bounced back and they've played well on the road. Peters missed the free throw. We'll have another one coming up.
Last year, the Pirates went out of the tournament on a heartbreaker, playing James Madison in the last game for Lefty Drizel for the Dukes. The last second shot, it was a double overtime game, or an overtime game at least.
Double overtime. Dink missed them both. And we got a foul on Wilmington that'll give the Pirates a breath of life here as Mark Byington steps in and gets his third foul.
There's a minute 41 left in this one. Seahawks are up on the Pirates 72-65. Fellow Meadows, the senior, staring at a pair of big free throws here.
Blackwelder's led the Pirates tonight with 16. Simmons has led UNCW with 15. Meadows will hit the free throw. O has 9 points. To go with his 3 rebounds as Neil Punt comes back in. Neil's got the shaved head look now.
You can see Neil is thrilled to be back on the court, too. The first time we've seen him in a long, long time after that broken foot. And those are big for both. 5-point game now with $1:41 to go.
Pirates still in it. Need to force a turnover, at least a miss. And here comes Simmons. Look out, 2-on-1 into the forecourt. What do we have?
We got Tony Parham reached out and grabbed the shorts of Stan Simmons, and Wainwright and his staff were jumping up. They were looking for the intentional foul there. They're not going to get it, but Tony was trying to cut off Stan Simmons before he even got into the front court and grabbed a piece of shorts there.
He's a speeding bullet. Once he got the ball, he took off the middle of the floor, and Tony had no other recourse because he had a 2-on-1 at the other end.
And Tony is, at this point in the season, with the leg injuries he's had, is nowhere near as quick as he was. He reaches out and just grabs a part of Stan Simmons' shorts and almost rips his pants off, and Simmons is at the line.
Simmons will get the free throw. Stan's glad that didn't come off. I can assure you of that.
I'm sure we all are.
He's got 16 to Stanley, the slingshot. Dink Peters is back in for Neil Punt. Neil's really done a pretty good job out here, considering he hasn't played for 2 months. Simmons gets it again. 16 points and 8 rebounds for the 5'11" guard. He tips it, but Parham gets it. Pirates are down 7. 1:35 to go. Blackwelder will shoot the 3. It's short. Rebound, tip, loose, out of bounds. Blackwelder can't hang on to it, but it's tipped out of bounds by the Seahawks. Now we're going to have a conference with the officials.
They're going to reverse it now, I think.
They will. It's Seahawks ball.
Well, the Pirates were hitting the offensive glass like maniacs after that Garrett Blackwelder shot. There is no letdown in intensity for ECU in this late in this one.
7-point game. And the Seahawks are looking to run some clock. Jerry Wainwright says, guys, run some clock. Boy, I'll tell you, he's a maestro on the sideline. They work it down low, and Kozinets is fouled.
They mug Oleg, but you pointed out several times tonight what a great foul shooter he is. So he's probably not the best guy to have at the line right now.
Jerry Wainwright was almost killed in an automobile accident years ago, and he laid in the hospital in very, very serious shape for a long time. There's a look at the UNC Wilmington coach, and he said it really changed his whole perspective on life. He's had some misfortunes in his life. He says he's just grateful for every day and just really appreciates the opportunity to be here at Wilmington as the head coach. He's a great guy. Free throw is up, and it's good by Kozinets. He'll have another one coming up.
Yeah, even the ups and downs of college coaching, even the downs, Jerry Wainwright just seems like the kind of guy that savors every minute of life.
Next free throw is good by Kozinets, and he's got a great sense of humor. Only has 9. It's 76-67. Seahawks lead by 9 with 1:14 to go, and that's the biggest lead they've had for quite some time. We're going to keep it here as the Pirates try to rally here down the stretch with 1:14 to go, and Trent, they're going to have to fire some threes up.
Yeah, they definitely are. Fellow Meadows, Garrett Blackwelder, Tony Parham. I got to guess that's the set you're going to see when Joe Dooley brings him back out on the court and try to hit some from behind the arc and make up some points here. But time is slipping away on the Pirates' regular season.
Blackwelder's got the ball in the backcourt, and here comes Garrett. He'll be one of the guys that want to shoot threes, and the Pirates call a 20-second timeout, and Joe Dooley will try and design a couple of three-point opportunities in the huddle. Joe Dooley, the winningest coach in East Carolina Pirate basketball history. After 2 years, Joe had posted 34 victories. The Pirates had had back-to-back 17-win seasons under Joe. And East Carolina's had 4 straight winning seasons. But this year, at 10-15 going into the regular season finale here, the Pirates are going to come up short. Pirates have not scored a basket, Trey, in the last 4 minutes. And that's been, unfortunately, the sad song for the Pirates here the last couple weeks.
Just have not been able to find the offense. You and I have been together on several games here late in the season, and that's what we've seen primarily late in these games, is the Pirates just don't seem to have a go-to guy that surfaces like UNC Wilmington has a Stan Simmons or a Mark Byington. It's been kind of offense by committee late in the games, and just has not worked.
Well, Edwards is the go-to guy, but he's so bottled up with 2 and 3 defenders around him all the time. It's tough for him to get a look. Pirates have the ball. Here's Raphael. They need threes. They'll set it up for Meadows with a 3. Wouldn't go. A rebound to Spencer. They look to foul him, and Dink Peters runs over and fouls Spencer. And the Seahawks fans are starting to smell a little blood here. Is Joe Dooley just coaching his heart out on the sideline? It's been a tough year on Joe. He'll usually lose about 15 pounds during the season. And he takes it so seriously. He works so extremely hard. He'll get this program back on track next year with an infusion of new recruits and some guys that have been heavily recruited throughout the country. The Pirate recruiting year ranks very high, even nationally, and especially in this part of the country. And terrific young players coming into the program next year that Joe can get this thing back on track again.
You got Kenyatta Brown, a hot guard coming in from Brooklyn, New York, and he's one of the top 75 prospects nationwide. He'll be in the Pirate program next year. And, you know, this year, Joe Dooley's team was so beset with injuries early in the season. Alphonse Van Eerlen was out with a hand injury. You had Neil Punt lost for much of the season with his foot. Tony Parham has been banged up but on the floor. Dink Peters missed a couple games, and Joe forced into service as a practice player coming off knee surgery himself. It's been a tough year.
2 for Spencer, and it's an 11-point lead, and Parham goes to the baseline, and he's fouled, and that's the last thing Jerry Wainwright wanted to see his ball club do is foul. Simmons will get his second foul. Joe played his collegiate basketball at George Washington. Came to East Carolina with Eddie Payne. Eddie, of course, leaving 3 years ago, going to Oregon State. I don't know if you saw Coach Payne in USA Today or not yesterday, but his picture was in there. He got thrown out of the game in the Pac-10. A couple of technical fouls and was given the heave-ho. That's very unlike Eddie Payne. Parham gets the free throw. We'll have another one coming up.
We spoke about it at the top of our broadcast. Senior night for the Seahawks, only they didn't honor the seniors. As you often see before the game, they brought out their parents and recognized them. Keith Spencer's mom in town to see her first game here at Trask Coliseum. But Jerry Wainwright decided he was going to wait and have his seniors honored after the game. And it looks like they're going to be honored unless something dramatic happens for ECU. They're going to be honored after another Seahawk win here, and they will end up a perfect 9-0 on the season at Trask Coliseum. Perfect home record this year.
And 16 wins in a row if they hang on here. Parham will hit it. Tony with a free throw. Spencer's mother that Trey mentioned, she came all the way from Jamaica to be here tonight.
East Carolina's number 12.
Pirates reach. Tony Parham will get the foul. We'll come to the other end. Pirates are going to have to put him at the line and hope that the Seahawks will oblige and miss some free throws down the stretch. Tony tonight, the numbers on Parham: 10 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. You see the senior from Washington, D.C. Trey was talking about the recruits coming in. The Pirates have a recruit from Tony's high school, Archbishop Carroll in Washington, D.C. coming next year. His name is Tim Washington. He's 6'8", about 230. Give the Pirates some help on the front line next year. Billy Diamond misses the free throw. He'll have another one coming up. Kozinets comes out. Taduro Pratt is back in.
Well, the Pirates look ahead to next week's conference tournament in Richmond, and it's all going to come down now to what happens Monday night when James Madison takes on George Mason. If the Dukes are able to win that game, that puts ECU in the play-in game on Wednesday night in Richmond.
A lot of scoreboard watchers on Monday night. Pirates are going to be pulling real hard for George Mason. Here is Meadows to the basket. Wouldn't go, and we've got a whistle and a foul call. Madison wins on Monday. Pirates are in the play-in game. If Madison loses on Monday, the Pirates escape the play-in game, and they'll play on Friday as the number 7 seed, and that is a 6 o'clock game on Friday at the Richmond Coliseum. For tickets to the CAA tournament, it's 1-800-DIAL ECU. Also want to congratulate the Pirate baseball team today. Keith LeClair's team with a doubleheader sweep of Radford. They will play a doubleheader again tomorrow at Harrington Field beginning at 12:30 tomorrow. Radford in town for 2 more.
That's the home opener for the Pirate baseball team. And the Pirate softball team will also open their season. They'll have a tournament next week at the complex in Greenville. The Lady Pirates will play in the play-in game 3 o'clock at the Richmond Coliseum. And this year in Richmond, a lot more focus will be on the CAA tournaments because the NASCAR race has been moved away from the same weekend.
The other end, Simmons went up, missed the shot, and he's fouled from behind. And everyone in this building stood up, and Simmons took it to the basket. They were looking for something spectacular.
The exclamation point on this one is what they were looking for. Up 8 now with 28 seconds left to go, and Joe Dooley's back in that crouch.
Edwards will get the foul for East Carolina, and going to the line will be Stan Simmons, and the little guys played a stellar game again here tonight.
You know, no matter who ECU ends up playing in the conference tournament, no matter which game it is, whether it's Wednesday night or Friday night, you know, I can't think of a team that ECU hasn't shown that they can't play with in this conference.
As you know, Trey, it gets down to the 3 minutes. You got to execute offensively and defensively, and that's been the bugaboo. Simmons missed the free throw. There's a good look at Stanley out of Winder, Georgia. He's a junior. He'll be back next year, and coming back next year, he'll have a chance to be the preseason player of the year in the league. He gets this one to go. Seahawks call a 20. It's a 9-point game. Wilmington leads East Carolina by 9, 80-71 with 28 seconds to go. Jerry Wainwright's son was a seldom used reserve here at UNC Wilmington. He's on the coaching staff this year, Scott Wainwright. It's amazing when you watch the two of them on the sideline.
It really is.
Son has exactly the same kind of mannerisms as his dad, doesn't he, Trey?
He really does, and that's not a bad not a bad role model to have. You're talking about a college coaching career, and it's amazing all the different connections in college coaching. We talked about how Joe Dooley has known Jerry Wainwright since he was about 13 or 14 years old, and Joe grew up with Scott Adebato, who was a former Pirate assistant, son of Richie Adebato, NBA coach, and this all goes back to the 5-star basketball camps in upstate New York, and so there are always a lot of connections between the 5-star guys throughout college and pro basketball.
9-point game. Pirates need to get it up. And here is Edwards with the 3. Rebound to Byington, and he's hacked from behind. I saw Scotty Adebato this week, as a matter of fact. He is on Lefty Drizel's staff at Georgia State in his first year. As Wainwright looks on from the sideline. For 9 years, he was at Wake Forest, went there with Bob Stack, and then continued on with Dave Odom. And as we continue to draw the connections with the coaches, of course, Dave Odom, former East Carolina coach, his son Lane Odom is on Joe Dooley's staff.
It's kind of like that Kevin Bacon game.
Yeah.
6 degrees of college coaches.
Byington gets the free throw.
Can you connect Jerry Wainwright to
And there are the punts.
Toby Smith?
Yeah, I don't know about that. That's kind of a stretch. There's the punts and the Blackwelder sitting in the stands here tonight. As Byington missed the next free throw, but he'll have another one coming up. Byington had 16 against the Pirates, and the winning Greenville, he's had 10 tonight.
So with this win, UNC Wilmington moves to 12-3 in the conference and kind of ups the ante for William and Mary. And the Tribe will wrap up their season at VCU on Monday night.
Look at the Pirates. And we've got changes coming here now for the Seahawks. The 2 seniors come out. Byington and Spencer, their last game at UNC Wilmington. 82-71, Seahawks with the lead. Parham to Meadows. Oh, with the 3, got it! Meadows hits the 3 for East Carolina. 82-74, Billy Domlin's got it, gives it up. There's the circus shot, no good by Simmons with 0.5 of a second to go. A foul called, and we'll have free throw shot, and this thing will be history.
Well, the Pirates could have used a lot more of what we just saw from Othello Meadows. And you really hit it on the head, Jeff. The last 3 minutes have just been where the wheels have come off for the Pirates in the last in the last 2 weeks or so.
Seahawk fans yelling, we're number one. And at 13-3, they are number one in the CAA. As Simmons hits the free throw. Remember, last year they were also number one in the CAA. They tied for the regular season championship at home. Donlin goes out. Simmons hits the first free throw. Stan's got 18. Next one up, he rolled it in. He's got 19. 10-point lead for UNC Wilmington.
They get Stan Simmons out of the game now, the junior.
Stanley goes out. Pirates will inbound, and this one's history. Seahawks win by 10. 84-74. Seahawks end up at 13-3 in the league, and UNC Wilmington will do no worse than a tie for the regular season championship at 13-3. Their final tally 18-9 overall as Joe Dooley heads off the floor for East Carolina. Well, Trey, we had 4 games on WITN7. As always, it was great working with you, and I know all of our viewers throughout Eastern North Carolina enjoyed the game.
Enjoyed them all very thoroughly. Look forward to next year.
Same here, Trey. Fresh Prince is coming up next. Pirates lose by 10 for Trey Jones. This is Jeff Charles saying so long from Wilmington.
Win tonight for the Pirates over UNC Wilmington would guarantee they would avoid the dreaded play-in game in next week's CAA tournament. However, the key stats didn't look good for ECU. The Seahawks 8-0 this season at home. Pirates on a 3-game skid. Seahawks on the run. The pass to Billy Donnelly pulls up and hits for 2 for UNC Wilmington. His teammate Mark Byington in the corner calling for the rock, and he hits a 3-pointer for a 3-point Seahawk lead. Garrett Blackwelder comes back for the Pirates as he hits his own 3-pointer from the left wing, ties the game. Seahawks led by 8 at the half. Second half action, Blackwelder again for 3. He had 16 tonight to lead the Pirates. 51-49 ECU with the lead, but Stan Simmons hits for 3 of his game-high 20 points. Gives Wilmington a 7-point advantage. They win it tonight 84-74 over ECU.